Good morning, guys. I just feel like I needed to come on here real quick and make a real quick video. Good morning, how are you? Anyway, guys, I am in Long Island. I am just coming over here to talk to you guys. I know I need to come over here more. It's going to be short and spicy because I'm at work, but I want to just... The word that I got this morning is for the older generations to help the youth. That's the word that I got this morning. You know, you got to learn to obey the Spirit, and I definitely know how to do that. And obeying the Spirit, that's the message I got from the Holy Ghost this morning, guys. When you start having a relationship with God, He give you downloads. So, good morning. My name is Rosa. Some people call me Sharon. Okay? But I am the Rose of Sharon, honey. Who knew? Okay, so I'm going to start talking. You guys could share this video. But I'm just really concerned about family issues that is swept underneath the table because nobody wants to discuss it. And what happens with that is the older generation is not telling the younger generation about so many things that's going on in the family. People are just living to enjoyment, for enjoyment. They're not talking about real serious issues until something really happened. When something dangerous happened, that's when people hurry around to figure out what's going on. Let's just talk about health. A lot of the younger generation don't know family history as far as diabetes or whatever is in your bloodline. Because it's never discussed, glaucoma, mental issues, especially mental issues. Definitely nobody want to talk about that. That is definitely swept underneath the table. And what your father did, what your grandfather did. Hello.
Hi.
And what your mother did, what your grandmother did, what your sister did, what your aunt did. Because magically they just grew up as adults. They don't want to talk about what they did as youth or as young people. They just magically are adults and they just know everything and they just the best of the best. They don't want to talk about their struggles. So when you have a younger generation that is going through maybe some mental issues or struggling with weight or whatever the issue is, they don't know that there's a reference. Auntie had that same problem. Mom had that same problem. Abuse. That other members in the family had these issues. Pornography issues. Just whatever it is, you know. Dad had a pornography issue. A sexual crave that he couldn't crave, so now the son has it. The father had it. The grandfather had it. It's down the bloodline. Nobody talks about it. You know, they try to hide these things, but it comes back up. You late again? Every morning. Every morning. Run, Papa. Anyway, so yeah, these things need to be talked about. I'm definitely not going to stay on here long, but I just really wanted to come and tell you guys, whatever your... So as an adult, right, whatever your habits are, or that itch that you couldn't scratch, one second. You guys know that I'm over here learning about this whole thingy. But anyway, whatever your itch was that you couldn't scratch, now your son or your daughter is having this issue, or somebody younger in the family is having this issue, but you don't say anything. You just watch them and criticize them. And deep down, you know that you had this issue. You need to go and talk to this young person and tell them that you understand. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Tell them that you understand so they'll know that you went through it, and maybe you could give them some tips of how they could overcome it. And this is why, and I encourage you guys to read the book of Exodus in the Bible. You have to stop the generational curses. If not, it's going to be in your bloodline forever and a day. And you want to stop it. You know, you really, really want to stop it. And another thing is the reason why these older youth, and I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just this is my opinion. The reason why a lot of these young boys are going on the street and so violent, they're hurting. They probably need a hug from a man. You understand? A lot of these boys don't have males in the household. Never had a male to sit down and talk to them. All they have is female influence. And you know, it's good. Mom and grandmother are strong, but they need that masculine energy as well. You know, so the older men are busy running the street, leaving the family, and then now it's affecting the younger kids. It really does affect, you know. Dad, and when you're in the home, a lot of people say, oh, I'm married, and yeah, that's great. But if you're married and the husband is in the home and he's not communicating with the kid, that hurts the kid as well. It's like you're almost like a single mom, because the dad, all he do is know how to go out and make money, and he don't involve himself in the family. He don't even talk to the family. He's just making money. Money is not everything, guys. Give your kids a hug today. Hug a teenager. Hug a young adult. Just ask them how they're doing. Just talk to them. A lot of people are going through it, guys, and especially hard for them because they never dealt with anything like this before. And I don't want to say too much about this, but I got a phone call yesterday, without going into too much detail, just to say that young people are going through it out here. Guys, young people as well have suicidal thought. They pull their hair out because of nerve issues, or acting out, want to join gangs. They want to join gangs because they're trying to fit in. That's why they're trying to fit in. You know, because they don't have love, so they go into the gang to try to find love. But the gang, you know, the gang don't love them. How you gonna love somebody when you don't know how to love yourself? You love a person by giving them a gun and beating them up and all of that? That's not love, but that's their definition of love. Okay? The Bible has the full instructions of how to live your life. I was reading 1 Corinthians yesterday, and it says, good morning, and it says, love is kind, love is patient. I can't remember all of it, but it gives you the full instructions of love. You don't have to watch the Disney love. Disney is a fairy tale. People try to stick to that standard of fantasy love. It's just a fantasy, okay? Sometime you're in a relationship, you're gonna have arguments, but it's for you to sit down and communicate, because if you are in the household and it's always chaotic, trust me, the kids are nervous as well. You ever see kids just caught their ears? They don't want to hear mom and dad arguing, and it's just make them nervous. And that's why you see some kids go, I don't know if you ever see some kids go into themselves and start fantasizing and having like a friend that they talk to in their head. Good morning. A friend that they talk to in their head. I used to do it too, because I was going through like abuse, and in order to block everything out, what they call it, something dissonant, cognitive dissonance. It's when you go into a fantasy space in your head to block out the pain. I even do it sometimes as an adult. Like when I'm going through like a painful situation, like when I got a 3rd-degree burn, I blocked out the pain. I just went into it. I couldn't feel nothing. I have a high tolerance of pain, guys. I just know how to block it out. Anyhow, you ever see children where they playing with their little toy and they just in fantasy land, or they just talking to themselves because they're in fantasy land. You need to check that kid out. You need to check that kid out. Talk to that kid and see what's going on. Not always, but sometimes that kid is going through some emotional distress. I'm not an expert. I could just tell you my experience. Okay? Anyway, guys, that's it. If you need more, you can watch my YouTube channel. That's Rosasresources.biz. Okay, I just wanted to come over here and talk to you guys about getting better with generational curse. Have those meetings in your house. Talk. I didn't say scream. A lot of us are so mentally disturbed in our own self, in our own family, that we don't even know how to sit down and have a conversation. It spills out into the community, it spills out into the neighborhood, it spills out into your work, it spills out to just like the restaurant worker, you know, or people that you're communicating with. So if you know you have an issue, get help. It's okay to get help, guys. Okay? Don't be a menace to society. Have a great day, guys. Rosa Resources, over now.